Hi Leo, welcome to your June 2023 Astrology Horoscope forecast. Welcome to my channel. It's a relatively quiet month, Leos, after all the chaos and a lot of turbulations that some of us may have faced in March and April and even May. June gives us that respite to catch our breath. Now, the big news this month is that Pluto is going to be going retrograde. I've spoken at great detail about how Pluto is going to be affecting us for the next 20 years. Pluto has been there in Capricorn for the last 15 years. And now, before Pluto finally rolls into Aquarius, and this will happen in 2024. So Pluto has started rolling now, but till the time that it finally is there properly, it will take about a year. And now Pluto for the next 6 months is sort of retracing its steps, asking us to look at the lessons that we have learned in the last 15 years. It's a fabulous time for pausing. It's a fabulous time for introspection. It's a fabulous time for inner work as well. I'll break down the month for you, and I'll also speak exactly as to how it is that Pluto is going to be affecting you. Please ignore there is some thudding noise that is going on, but we'll try and move ahead with this. On the 4th, we have a full moon that is there in your house of love, romance, creativity, and children. And full moon over here is speaking about maybe a love affair or a relationship is coming to an end for some of you. This also speaks about maybe a decision that you are taking regarding your child that gets sort of finished. There is a whether it is changing of school, whether it is changing of cities, or whether it is helping your child choose the university, or whatever it is that you're helping your child do, the decision gets taken during this time. And full moon over here is going to be also it's going to be helping you. Either you've finished releasing a book, you've finished a big event, you have finished writing a piece of music. So there is some completion, some fruition to a creative project as well that is happening now. We are going to be having Venus and Mars that are ruling into your house of self. This is the house where you look at your own personal goals, your desires, what is it that you want out of life, how it is that you want the world to perceive you. And Mars and Venus are going to be encouraging you to turn your passion into a commercial activity. On the 12th, we have Mercury, which joins Sun, and this is happening in your house of groups of friends. So friends seem to be the calming factor, the healing factor this month. A lot of you are going to be surrounded with lovely friends who are extremely supportive. There could be a lot of conversations around, hanging around with people who are your tribe, people who get you. This is also a time that you will be letting go of certain friendships, Leos. Maybe you have they've done their time, and this is the time that you're going to be moving ahead as far as your relationships are concerned, especially where friendships are concerned. On the 12th as well, we have Pluto that is going to be rolling back into your house of day-to-day chores, and this is also the house of health and your work. Now Pluto has been there for the last 15 years, so it has taught you some great lessons as far as your work is concerned. Maybe something is, it has completely sort of sifted it for you. It has turned it upside down for you. Maybe what you were doing 15 years back or even 10 years back, you're in an absolutely new space now, or you're doing things really differently now. And Pluto is rolling back again. Pluto, incidentally, for the next 20 years is going to be in your house of love. And I'm going to be linking the video over here for you. It'll help you understand exactly what is it that the next 20 years entail for you. So Pluto is going to be asking you what are the lessons that you've learned as far as your health is concerned in the last 15 years. your diet, your work environment, how is it that you need to be with your work colleagues, how it is that you need to be as far as your health is concerned, what is it that you really need to be watching as far as your diet is concerned. So it's a great time of internalizing. It's a great time to be looking at those rather than writing a new chapter each year, Leos. It's a time that Pluto for the next 6 months will take you back, and it will remind you that, do not sort of keep redoing or creating a new chapter and saying, okay, I'll follow this fat diet, okay, or I'm not going to a new form of exercise. You need to be looking at your past health activities and seeing what is it that really worked, and go back to that. On the 18th, we have a new moon that is there in your house of friendships. So maybe something gets it's almost like a new lease of life in friendships. Maybe in certain cases you are forming a new group of friends. In certain cases maybe you're planning something new, or the relationships, the friendships feel new. There is almost like a second lease of life that your friendships have got. We close the month with the sun moving into your house of behind the scenes, and you also have Mercury over there. Now, Sun is not too happy being in this house because it's a very quiet house, and even you're not too happy spending too much of time behind the scenes, Leos. But this is all about your psychological patterns. This is about manipulation. This is about maybe using conversation to manipulate others. And this is a time where it gets highlighted. It could be that for some of you, you may have been manipulative. You may have been playing one person with another person, and maybe so far maybe you have gotten away with it. But whenever sun comes into a specific house, and especially this house, because this house is about behind the scenes, it's a house of secrets, and when sun comes over there, it normally lights up something. It brings to light something. Maybe you've received repeated a gossip, or you have gossiped about a friend, and that sort of comes back, or that friend comes to know. And it's just that Mercury also brings about a lot of gossipy, chatty energy around it. And it's a time wherein that I think where manipulation is concerned, where using communication in order to create misunderstandings gets highlighted. And it's a time for you to be making amends, Leos. And this is also a place which it's a very spiritual place. It's a space which speaks about, besides our own psychological patterns, it also speaks about how it is that we relate authentically with people, with friends whom we consider as our friends. And Sun and Mercury over here are going to be encouraging you to be brave and be truthful, and also not to sort of, whether it is sharing secrets, whether it is repeating secrets, or whether even if you feel, it's not gossip, when we are very casually manipulative, saying the right thing or the wrong thing to the right person, that could be there as well. And secrets can come to light during this time. It's a house of self-undoing. At times we become our own worst enemy. So you need to be careful. You need to be, in order so that you do not lose certain important friendships, you need to be transparent, and you need to be having faith that your authenticity and, being genuine sort of brings about that forgiveness. Also, with new moon highlighting your groups of friends, it can be that a lot of focus, in fact, this entire month is on this entire thing of friendships and old circles and new circles. And again, this entire energy of keeping secrets and sharing secrets, and again, how the communication gets cross-wired. So be careful this month, Leos. Otherwise, it's a gentle month as far as March, April, May were. It's a relatively quieter month, so enjoy this month. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for